Hello everyone, how are you?
Hello.
I hope you're having a great day today wherever you are. We are now in the month of June.
Yay.
And yesterday on Sunday, the church celebrated the season of Pentecost. And so today we're going to talk a little bit about Pentecost as we say goodbye to Easter. But before we do, I just have two quick announcements. Number one, by the way, I should have introduced you to everyone. Hello, Milton.
Hello, Mr. Bueller.
How's
Hello,
things?
everyone.
How are things?
Look. My elbow's back. I
Yeah.
can bend it.
That's right. On Saturday we went and took the cast off, and now it's back
I
in
feel
action.
so good. I can dance.
Yeah, and you're back chasing the squirrels again too. Good thing you didn't get hurt.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, Milton, I'm just going to say two announcements, okay, for one moment. Number one, Milton and I are here today for Pentecost, and we are going to be here next week, one last time for this school year, in order to introduce or bring back ordinary time, and we'll talk about that next week. But we'll have one more prayer table next week for those of you who are following along, okay? And perhaps we'll see you again in August or September, especially for any teachers who happen to be watching this show. In late August, I'll probably do a short video on YouTube, and then in September, maybe, we have no idea what September is going to be like, but I might continue to do a few prayer tables here and there, just in case you want to have them in your classroom and want some ideas. You can come to the video. All right. The second announcement has to do with something that many of you already have heard me announce about, and that is the email for a prayer medal. And this past week, Milton and I had fun. We sent out a few more medals, and boy, oh boy, is it fun, eh, Milton?
I love it when the letters come in. It's so exciting.
Yeah, we draw pictures.
We read them.
Yeah, we read the letters, the emails that come to us, and we send out these prayer medals that people make into necklaces or put on their prayer tables, and it's been lots of fun. So I'm just sending giving you this email one more time. If you would like a prayer medal, please email us, because boy, it's sure fun, and it'd be nice to see another couple letters go out this week. All right. So, Milton, it's the season of Pentecost, or the Pentecost was being celebrated in the church, eh?
That was yesterday. That was Sunday.
Yes, and so for our purposes, Pentecost will now be for the next week. And just as some show and tell, my friends, I thought I'd show you something really cool.
Ooh.
Look at this thing. Isn't this neat? I bet you everybody who's watching this, whether you're in kindergarten or older, I think everybody knows what this is. Eh, Milton? You know what this is?
It's a banana boat.
It's a banana boat. Sure, you can call it a banana boat. It's a sailing ship. And Milton, what makes a sailing ship move? Does it have a real strong engine?
No, I don't think so.
No. What does it have?
Sails.
It has sails, but what fills the sails?
The wind.
The wind, that's right. And so this ship, is a wonderful example, or a wonderful sign or symbol of Pentecost, because Pentecost, we are celebrating the gift of the Holy Spirit, okay, the great Spirit. And last week, we actually drew a dove as a sign of hope and peace. And the dove is also a symbol of the Spirit. The dove descends upon Jesus from God the Father when Jesus is baptized. And so the dove is actually a symbol of the Spirit in the church. And as we all know, a dove is also a great symbol of peace. So that's a perfect way for us to sort of move into Pentecost and to think about Pentecost a little bit. But in order to get this prayer table ready now for Pentecost, we are going to change the colors. We've had a white cloth on this prayer table for the season of Easter. Okay, white we use for Easter and for Christmas. And now we are going to change the color for Pentecost. And so I'm going to have to take apart the prayer table.
Can I help?
Well, I thought I don't want to get rid of this. We're still going to be praying for people in our grocery stores, but for now we are going to take it off the prayer table. So can you put this in the cubby hole?
Yes, I can.
Thanks, Milton. It's pretty big though. Good
That's
luck.
okay, I got it.
Okay, good. Right on. Now, when Milton gets back, I'm also going to take this thread, which Oh, you're fast. With that cast off again, you're fast.
I know.
So this was what I had for Mother's Day. So Milton, you can take that away.
Thank
Whoa, you have it?
I got it.
Okay, right on. Good. The bell, which we used to ring in, we used. Thanks, Milton, for that joke. We use it for Easter to bring in the risen Jesus, but the bell is also a nice symbol of the Spirit too. Actually, when the bell rings, whenever we hear a bell ring in the town we live in, we can think of how God is walking with us. It's a wonderful call to be mindful. So we'll keep the bell.
Okay.
These flowers did very well, but they just started to wither the other day, and I don't know if those of you who saw us last week, we put feathers in, so we're going to get rid of these feathers, but there's water in the vase, Milton. Are you okay to carry a vase with water?
I'll bring it to the compost.
Okay.
Here you go.
Are you sure?
No.
See, now I'm nervous because I don't know if Milton's carried a jug of water before. Oh, I better have the mop ready. Okay, now this picture here, which reminds me to pray for the students in our schools, I'm going to keep this on the Pentecost prayer table, so I'm not going to let that go too far. I'll keep the prayer medals, and this is the Bible, the children's Bible that I've been using. And Milton, I think we'll keep the Bible nearby as well. But I'll take the bell off for now too. And the candle, the fire of the candle is a symbol of the Holy Spirit too. So we're going to keep the candle for the prayer table. And when we started Easter with these prayer tables, my friends, I think I told you about how the Holy Spirit is actually on this cross. We can see the bird descending upon the children of the village, eh? And this bird is again a symbol of the Spirit, eh, Milton?
I never noticed that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful bird. So we'll keep this for the prayer table. Now I'm going to just take this Easter tree and I'm going to remove the Easter eggs, because Easter is ending now, my friends. The spirit of Easter continues, of course, but in terms of how the things that we like to focus on in our prayers, we're just going to change it. So I'll take the Easter eggs off. I think I'll leave this bird. I don't know if you folks have had a good look at this bird, but take a look at that beautiful bird hanging on there. Hey, Milton, should we have a little quiz? When's the last time we had a quiz?
Oh my! I'm
Okay.
feeling a little nervous.
Yeah, I'm nervous now too, because what if you get something wrong? Then I'm not a good teacher, right?
No.
What's this, Milton?
What? That is a butterfly.
A butterfly, and that's an Easter symbol. We'll keep it on the tree, I think.
Because it flutters on the wind.
It flutters on the wind, and it's a great symbol of the resurrection. We'll keep it on there. Milton, what symbol is this one? Can you see?
It's a fish.
It's the fish. And that's a symbol that Christians use to let each other know that they follow the teachings and life of Jesus. Now, this picture here is a little more difficult to figure out. This was something we made a couple of weeks ago, and it rhymes with Millie. Millie.
Lily.
A lily. It's an Easter lily. And I told you a story about the Easter lily, which I won't go back into again today. And here's a picture as well, my friends, if you can see that. Milton, what do you think this picture is? Rhymes with Mardener and starts with the letter G. Mardener. Gardener, that's right. Because when the risen Jesus when his friends come to the tomb, they see a gardener, and it's a great Easter symbol, the garden. What symbols did we do them all? Well, here's one more. I like this one. See that one?
Is that the shepherd?
Yes, Milton. It's the shepherd with the sheep. Jesus is the good shepherd. Where did I hang it? I guess I'll put it here. So I'm gonna just put this tree down. We'll leave the rosary on too, I think. Why not?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna take the white cloth off now, and it's probably gotten a little bit of dust over the last 6 weeks of Easter. So 7 weeks of Easter, pardon me. So what I'm gonna do actually is I'll fold it up nicely right now, but I think I'll just put it in the laundry and clean it. Okay. So the color for Pentecost is red. Okay, I've got this red cloth right here.
Wow.
Red is a symbol of the Spirit, fire, just like the candle. So we're gonna put this red cloth on the prayer table, And the first thing I shall do now is just quickly put the cross back on the prayer table and the candle. Do you think I should put the ship on, Milton, or leave it off?
Yeah, let's put it on there.
Sure. Okay, so I'll put the sailing ship on as a symbol of wind and movement and creativity, everything that the Spirit is. And I'll put this back on.
You can't see the wind.
Yeah, it's invisible. Is there any time you can see the wind? Like, what about when there's clouds moving in the sky? Is that like seeing the wind, or is the wind still invisible?
Whoa.
I don't even know. What do you think? I'm not even sure. I thought that I had a couple of little hangers here that, oh yeah, here they are. I made a couple new hangers for the prayer table tree. One is I tried to draw the wind, Milton. Look at that. So it's
I like it.
Do you see? There it is, my friends. You see that? I tried to draw the wind.
It's hard.
How would you draw the wind? Not easy to do.
I would try blowing.
Yeah, it's easier to blow than
swirling.
And the other thing I made is fire. Now I looked at that picture. I'm not very good at drawing fire, my friends. But I thought what I would do is just color it orange. Maybe I'll color it red, since red is our color of the day for Pentecost. I'm just going to color it red. Do you think I can color in the lines? Boy, oh boy.
You can do it.
How many people at home during the last 8 weeks of school at home, how many of you have spent time in coloring books, I wonder? When I was a little kid, we had coloring books and we were always coloring pictures. I wonder if I'm sure coloring books still are around, eh? Anyways, that's supposed to be a picture of my fire. All right, there it is. So I'm going to put the fire right here today as a symbol of the Holy Spirit. Now, the interesting thing about the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, is that each of us carries the Spirit with us. We all are temples of the Holy Spirit, which is why God calls us to take care of our minds and our bodies, because the temple, the Spirit dwells within us. So we want to take care of the temple. All right. The other thing that we find in the readings this week is that everyone has the Spirit in them. And what this means is that we should always respect the other person. And for teachers who might be watching, in fact, Pentecost is a great time to just remind everyone that we should always treat all people with respect. Doesn't matter what culture a person comes from, what color their skin or their hair is, whether they're a boy or a girl, or rich or poor. All of us are blessed with this Spirit that dwells within, and it's something that animates us and gives us life, and it makes us all brothers and sisters. It's a beautiful thing. All right. Just to sort of finish off the day, my friends, you know, another symbol that just dawned on me is that you could actually make a kite. You could hang a picture of a kite from your tree, and I wonder how many people have kites at home that you're gonna sail. But anyway, sort of along the spirit of wind and kites and sailing ships, this is something that I made with Milton. Eh, Milton? You remember making this? It's a pinwheel, and it works.
So
it works. I don't know how many times I make something and it hardly works, but this actually worked. So I was very proud of this pinwheel. And to me, again, it's just a symbol of the Spirit that's always present. And I thought I would just show you very quickly, my friends, before we say goodbye, I thought I'd show you how to make a pinwheel. Okay? The first thing that you need is a square piece of paper. And it doesn't need to be a big piece of paper necessarily. It can be a small square, but if you want to make a square out of a normal size sheet of paper, then what you have to do is fold it over like this, make a nice clean fold. And now when you take your scissors, you just start to cut along this line here, and by the time the cut is over, you will have a square. Okay, now with that square, you already have a line creased right down the middle like this. So then the next thing you do is you just fold it again like this. You'll notice that I'm using sort of a stiffer paper than we would normally use. I don't know if that's necessary. I guess it's helpful to have some construction paper, but then you'll see I've made you can see sort of a cross here with the 2 creases. Then what you do is you take your scissors and you're going to make a cut along each of the 4 lines until you're about 1/3 of the way from the middle. And you can get your parents to help you with this, my friends. Okay, 1 cut, 2 cuts. What's after 2, Milton?
3!
3, yes. We've been working on our numbers at home since you can't be with your teacher. There's the 3rd cut. What's after number 3, Milton?
1, 2, 3, 4.
4. Boy, I wonder how you say that in French. I won't try. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? I bet you there's a few kids out there that can speak better French than me. Okay, so I've made the cuts. Oh, and by the way, friends, I forgot to put this on the prayer table, so I'm just going to put that here, and I'll move the pinwheel out of the way. All right, so now what I'm going to do, that I've made these cuts, I'm going to take 1 corner, and I'm going to fold it into the middle. Take the next corner, fold it into the middle. Take the next corner, fold it into the middle. Oops. This is where it helps to have a grown-up. 1 more fold to make right here. Right like that. And you can sort of see the pinwheel that I'm holding down. So now what I have to do is take a tack. And again, I don't recommend you do this on your own. Get a parent to help you.
Tacks are sharp.
They're sharp. I don't want to see anybody get a poked finger.
Get help.
So I put the tack through the middle. Then I take a stick. You can also use a pencil with a nice big eraser on top. You can put the thumbtack into the eraser or into a straw if you wished. But I have a thin piece of wood here. So I'm just going to put the tack in the wood. Like that.
Hey!
And there we go. Okay, now, this one works too, Milton. I've made 2 things.
It looks good.
2 things that work in one day. I should quit while I'm ahead, eh? I've made this look like I've done this pretty quickly, but this is something that the first time I made, it took a long time actually. It took me like 15-20 minutes, but I was really taking my time. But here I'm just hurrying a little bit. But anyways, it is the season of Pentecost. We have the Spirit alive, my friends. The Spirit is alive with each of us and always will be with us and within us. And through our prayers and our meditations and learning more about the life of Jesus and trying to live as Jesus calls us to live, that Spirit will just grow within us, and it's going to want to be out there in the world, and it's going to help move us and animate us and help us to help other people, to help ourselves, and to just see beauty everywhere, because the Spirit is dancing over the grass, the flowers, and the trees, my friends, and the birds are sailing on its power. Okay, so this is a pinwheel just to symbolize that. Yeah, you know, maybe after we're done our show, we should put on some music and dance, Milton. I wouldn't do that on TV though, eh? Anyways, Milton, that's it for this week. So we'll have one more show next week, my friends. Thank you so much for following along with us. Milton and I have had a great time. And just to remind you, if you're interested in a prayer medal, make sure you give us an email, all right? Milton, high five.
Thank you.
Peace to you, my friends. Bye-bye.
Peace. Bye.